What's up, Canes fans? It's your boy, the host, One Holloway, bringing to you great quality content when it comes to this youth. Now, we're doing the H1H here on Mark Rogers TV, Miami Hurricanes. Yes, I know we're late, but it's just me today. Unfortunately, Mark cannot make it, so we'll be here. We'll talk for a little bit, give it about 45 to an hour, and then I get out of your hair. I know college football is on right now as we speak. Conference rival Pitt is playing West Virginia. It's a little back and forth. They look kind of iffy, but we'll see. The biggest thing is college football is back. Okay, the one thing we love is back. All right, the sport that we love. No more is to talk about all the off-season stuff and custom schedules and conference realignment and playoff expansion and best team ever and favorite team. It's all about the youth, of course, but it's all about what's happening now on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, all the way until what you say Valentine's Day. Because I mean, even after the games start playing, you're gonna have to deal with the second National Signing Day. All right, now we have the first National Signing Day there in December, but we got the second one that comes in February. So for about the next 6 months, it's going to be football, 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 active either on field or off field when it comes to recruiting or playing ball. Now it is game week. The Miami Hurricanes host the great historic black college university known as Bethune-Cookman University, not college, with the best band in the land residing in Daytona Beach, Florida. Now they come down to Miami Gardens, and more likely than not, the University of Miami is going to give them a pretty big butt whooping. Okay, we're probably gonna run the score up on them. Now, of course, that's the fan in me. Now you have to go out there and execute. All right, we are implementing a brand new system on offense and on defense. Now, when you do that, you usually run into some issues, some hiccups. And the beautiful part about this year in 2022 being different from three of the last 4 years is that we get an opportunity to do it against a competition that may not push us to the brink of a blowout loss, a la 2021 against Alabama, and they may not push us as much as giving us a nail biter, a la App State and FIU, stuff like that. So we get an opportunity where we can go out and execute this offense. We can execute against a Bethune-Cookman defense that is an experienced defense. All right, but they lose their starting All-American middle linebacker who transfers to Tallahassee, who we didn't want anything to do. Ironically, his last name was Bethune. Uh, Middle linebacker from South Florida who went to Bethune-Cookman, played middle linebacker there, and now transfers as a grad transfer, and now he's the starting middle linebacker up at Tallahassee. Okay. Um, they run a very spread concept on defense. So what that is going to do is help us in the pass rush situation, and we'll be able to test some of our coverage. Now, again, I'm not saying that they'll be able to test our coverage because they have a good enough players, but we're playing against somebody else. Okay, so no longer are we scrimmaging where we overhear or we look and see a certain hand signal and we already know what's about to come. Okay, we get an opportunity. What's up, Rasta Edits? How you feeling, man? Good to see you. Always supporting. Much love. Let's go ahead and throw it up there for you, man. Much love to you. You've been doing a great job. You and all of Team Miami Flow, man. Y'all family. I love y'all. Thank you for being here and supporting. Y'all be blessed, man. And it's game week. It's game week, baby. It's game week, man. Thank you so very much for being here. All right, if you haven't already, I'm going to bring what we do over on the H1H channel to Mark Rogers TV Miami. Go ahead and drop the hashtag Live Squad in the chat. And if you haven't already, just take some time and hit that thumbs up button right in the bottom left-hand corner. If you're in the open chat, you want to hit the exit, the X out of there, and then hit the thumbs up on the chat for us, okay? We really help us get moving in the algorithm. Again, I want to be respectful of everyone's time. I want to go ahead and do a nice Q&A session today. And I want to also go down my season prediction game by game by game all the way through so that you all get a chance to see what the host one has predicted. Now, I did this prediction on live with Coach Coop. If you want to go watch my most recent live video and you want to fast forward to probably like the hour, 30-minute mark, you'll see Coach Coop pop up, and we did a game by game breakdown where we did our score predictions and our outcome predictions. And I feel like I should be able to bring that to you all here. Again, I might get screen recorded. People may laugh, but that's a part of being in the media. Can we put your name and your face out there? You succumb to people taking what you say and twist it. I have faith in my Miami Hurricanes. I have faith in the coach that I have wanted here for about 4 or 5 seasons, and he is here. I have faith in the quarterback who's leading us, right? And I have faith in Coach Kevin Steele and Coach Charlie Strong and Coach Adai and Coach Joe Salaveya and Coach Wright and Coach JT and Ed over time. I have faith that they are going to build a defense that can back up our first round quarterback. Now, the question is wide receivers being consistent catching the ball. The question is running back depth and big playmaking ability. The question is how fast has this influx of coaching and scheme, has it helped the linebacking core? Has it helped the defensive back core, mostly corners? Things that I'm not worried about. Quarterback number 1, offensive line number 2, defensive line stopping the run number 3, tackling, and safeties. Those 5 things I'm confident in. I'm confident in Tyler Van Dyke. I'm confident in the offensive line. I'm confident in this defensive line being able to stop the run. I'm confident that Coach Charlie Strong and this entire coach Steele and this entire defense won't field anybody that can't tackle. And I'm confident in the safety core. I'm confident in James Williams. I'm confident in Avonte Williams, Cam Kitchens, Brian Balaam, Keyshawn Smith. I'm confident in all the other safeties. I'm confident in the safety room. I believe it is the most talented room in the Carroll Sofer facilities. On Green Tree practice field, safety is something I'm very, very confident in. Now, what are some of the things you all are confident in? We spend so much time talking about the negative. What are you worried about? What's this? What's that? What are the caveats? What position group would you all say you are comfortable with? Or part of the game, hey, I'm confident in pass protection. I'm confident in, like I said, I'm confident in our defensive line stopping the run. My question mark is, now can we disengage and get after the quarterback in the pass rush era? Can we get off of the edge? Now, I know Leonard Taylor can do it a little bit. I know Chance Williams can do it a little bit. I know that Jafari Harvey can sometimes do it. What about Darnell Jackson? Big Six. Jackson, his name. Big Six. I'm confident in Liechtenstein, but against the run, I'm not necessarily confident in him rushing the passer. I'm confident in Messidor. Question marks on Moultrie. Okay, so again, just question marks. And it's not saying that these young men can't do it or that these young men suck. It's just we will get a chance to see this upcoming Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, we'll get a chance to see what all this work and effort has done for our young men. And we just wish them the best. Moving forward, we just health, and effort. Health, and if you tell me that the University of Miami football program has those 2 things as A pluses, I'm confident in my schedule breakdown that I'm going to give it to you. I'm confident in it. If I'm confident, if you could say that we have an A+ grade at health, meaning we made it through the season with minimum to minor injuries and guys were able to come back and be healthy and fight back. And effort. If you tell me that we are in the A+ percentile, 99th, 1%, whatever you want to break, meaning we are the highest effort team. I cannot stress to you what that means. I'm talking about that null and void breaking 80 yards for a touchdown. Because you may break 80 yards, but somebody is running their ass off and getting you down to the ground. Effort, meaning we don't just go down with one open field tackle. Okay? Effort, meaning I'm getting the block. I'm not just going to pancake this dude. If he's already falling, boom, throw him to the ground, get my feet back up, and let me climb. Effort. I caught a ball. I know I'm supposed to break outside to the sideline because that's what they want me to do. I'm gonna spin back inside because the safety's way over there, and I know I can make him miss an open space. I'm spin back inside, ball tucked to the sideline just in case, and I'm taking it. I want 6. Effort. The ball is in the air. It's my football, and no one's stopping me. Effort. I know it's 3rd and 1, and I know they're doing a 22 dive. I know it's coming. I'm the inside linebacker. Okay, I'm telling that nose guard, telling the 2-eye, I got you. Make that guard come down, and I'm going to shoot right off your ass, and I'm hitting him in the mouth. Effort. Effort. And it's so, people think effort is, oh, you're not trying. Like, it's okay. Like, you're getting this, these guys shit. No, effort is decision made between you and God or whoever you choose to worship, you and yourself. That's what effort is. Effort is a decision made within. Effort shouldn't require a Ray Lewis halftime speech, I have a dream speech. It shouldn't require a uniform or a chain. Effort is when no matter what, the man across from you is not stopping you from making this play. His coach gonna have to get in his behind because my coach is not gonna say nothing to me except for good job. And if you tell me that we're healthy and we're an extremely high effort program, I could be proud of the outcome of games. Now, being the most athletic team, being the fastest team, being the strongest team, those teams get beat. But usually, a team that's disciplined and high effort with talent, okay. Those are the kind of programs that Coach Mario Cristobal fields. They may not be the strongest, they may not be the fastest, but they're going to be technically sound, they're going to be high effort, and it's not going to be many stupid penalties. And he has a really good job of keeping people healthy. And that's just from his time at Oregon. I witnessed it, and I'm proud of what he's going to become. All right, so Emory Joffrey is the only one that answered the question, saying he's confident in tight end. What makes you so confident in the tight ends? I know you may be explaining, I guess could be you're confident in the talent. Will Mallory may be finally able to show us something or who he could have been. I know Arroyo is that dude. I know Skinner is a little bit ways ahead, but explain to us why you are confident in tight ends. We got some folks in the house. If you haven't already, go ahead and drop the hashtag Live Squad, please. If you haven't already, hit that like button and drop the hashtag Live Squad. Mr. HD with the Go Canes. Vinny, what's up, man? Jeremy, what's up, family? How you doing? And Perfect and Penn State and Purdue. Oh, is it a good game? Okay. Good. Billy giving us a U in the house. What's up? Smitty, what's up? Supreme Team 7 is in the house. Good to have you here. CJ Taylor, what's up? Wholesome. Hope all is well with the hashtag Live Squad. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Daryl Page, I'm watching Pitt right now, H1. They're in a dogfight with West Virginia. I picked West Virginia. I think West V is a good program, dog. I don't see why everybody is so down on them. I think that they are a good program. Okay. And JT Daniels, this is a battle of the West Coast, the former USC quarterbacks. And here's my thing, dog. While I'm holding down the ship tonight. It's just me. Thank you, Darren. Here's my thing. What happens in the offseason? Let's discuss this. And I really hope you all conversate with me in the chat here. I know it's a little different because on the H1H channel, we're so used to like interaction. People are commenting. Here, it's really just Mark asking me questions and then I talk. So then people really aren't super active. They're just more rewatch squad because then they just get the information and move on. But today, it's just me and you all. And we got 40 minutes left. Let's make the best of it. Let's talk. Let's do a little Q&A. Let's go back and forth. If there's something you want to talk about, whether it be for the Bethune-Cookman game or for the season before we actually start playing. Today is the last day I will answer full season questions. So if you got something you want to say, confident, not confident, question, Q&A, whiteboard, let me know. I'm here to do it. It's just me and you today, y'all. It's just me and you. If there's something you want to ask the H1H, drop it. Let's talk about the offseason one more time because I know we're in season, right? The offseason, we have to be careful, right? The reason why I say we have to be careful in the offseason is we start to fantasize. We start to create all these narratives in our head. We start to listen to all these experts. Dude, Desmond Howard picked Texas A&M to win the championship. They won't even win their division, let alone win more than 8 games. But he picked them to win. He picked Michigan to go back to the playoffs. He picked Pittsburgh to win again. Okay. Now here's my thing. We have to understand that for the first couple of weeks, the team that we see the first couple of weeks is not the same team we're going to see week 6, week 8. It could be better, or they're probably going to be worse, depending on the situation. Here's why I say that. This Pittsburgh team that's going back and forth with West Virginia, which I hope loses because I picked West Virginia to upset pick. When they play Miami at the end of the season, it makes no sense to pull up the West Virginia film because that was will feel like almost a whole season ago. You look at that Clemson team that played Georgia that went on and won a Fall Team National Championship. If you watch both those teams play in that game, you would think these two teams are going to see each other get in the playoffs. But guess what? Injury happens. Guess what? You got to go out there and play 11 other games after that game. So don't take what we see these first couple of weeks to heart too much. I don't even know if that Nebraska team will be as bad halfway through the season as they were losing to that Northwestern team last week. The team that we watched go out and play Bethune-Cookman on Saturday will be eons better by the time we get into North Carolina. By even the time we play A&M, you'll see a completely different team. So this is why I say we take it week by week by week. Now, there is a such thing as momentum, of course, if you start racking W's and W's and W's, but last game has nothing to do with this game as far as schematic-wise. Confidence is something you can't quantify. I can't algorithmic, or I can't statistic someone's confidence. They have to go out there and prove it against other living organisms that's getting coached up just like you to stop what you do. You have to go out there and do it. That's why I don't like to get too much into the preseason or last season, stuff like that, because it's a whole different thing. Okay? Keep that in mind. Oh, Lord. H1, the hashtag Live Squad. Much love to you, man. Appreciate you. Let's go. Family, baby got to eat. Time to get out that baby seat. Oh, God. Supreme team with the hashtag Live Squad. World of Clutch. Talking about he's confident in the running backs. Now, explain to me, please, if you can, why you're so confident in the running backs. We've had some injuries at that running back position. We have some new players at running back position. Explain to me why you're confident in running backs out of all positions. Hello, Wholesome. How good do you think the wide receivers do this weekend, and how bad does the LSU beat Tallahassee? Okay. I'll answer the second half of your question first. I think LSU beats them by probably about 14. Now, one thing I will give, and I usually don't give them much credit or respect or anything like that because I don't like them at all. One thing about them, they're fighters. I watched them go toe-to-toe with Notre Dame, which was clearly the better team. I watched them beat us, and we were the more talented team, but they beat us. I watched them go into Death Valley, and that was a nail-biter all the way through, and they fought, and they scored. So one thing about a Mike Norvell coach team in Tallahassee, and those two things together, is that they don't just lay down. You got to whoop their behind. You can't just expect them to just lay down. So I think it'll be close for a little bit, and I think LSU will pull away late. But I keep it within 10 to 14. I wouldn't say that they blow them out by like 45. But if you watch them in any of their big games last year, they kind of they'll fight you. Again, I'm not trying to give them any respect. I don't like them. I don't rock with them. But you have to be able to recognize, know thy opponent, the art of war, know thy opponent. If you don't put them away, if you're not scoring points and kick them in the teeth constantly, and you let them hang around, they're a team that'll beat you because they're not just going to give up. And I don't know much. I know Daniels, the quarterback at LSU, was a pretty good quarterback a couple years ago at Arizona State, but it's been kind of since his rise in 2019. 2020 was iffy. I don't even know if he might have sat out 2020. 2021 was super weird, up and down. And now in 22, he ain't even in Tempe anymore. He's in Baton Rouge. And they travel, their program and their fans travel. So I know it's in Louisiana, in their second home, in the Benz Dome in New Orleans. But again, I'm hoping and praying that that's not what we get, or Tallahassee win. But I know deep down you got to beat these people. Okay. Daryl, the hashtag Live Squad. Appreciate you. Tyreek Austin Cave is number 2 middle linebacker for West Virginia. Okay. Keep an eye out on him. Are you confident in 11? Sounds like the coach is high on him. I spoke about this. 11 is Corey Flagg Jr. Here's the thing. I talked about it last week and not necessarily gave out a national apology, but here's the thing. When you bring in new coaches, all right, and you never want to, and as a person of the media who has a YouTube channel and as a fellow black man, you never want to come across as just attacking someone, especially a young, up and coming black man for no reason, just attacking them. That to me that don't come off right. It doesn't roll off the tongue. Now, again, when I critique young men, I critique them based on football. But I did have an issue with the way that he came at Manny Navarro. I felt like that wasn't cool. I felt like he's attacking somebody who's just doing their job because you're defending somebody who's making sure you are not getting developed the way that you could be. But I get it. We become somewhat of a family, man. And when people attack people in your family, you're going to back them up. So I've let that go. For him to be, because he was a transfer candidate for me, I felt like he would not fit a Mario Cristobal team. Once they see him out there, they're going to kick him. But man, one thing about that dude is he's never given up. He's continued to work on himself. He's continued to give high effort. He's continued to be a leader. He's working on the vocal side of things, but he's never quit. And to hear him say, can he sit in on defensive meetings? To hear coaches talk about the fact that he's always nagging them and blowing up their phone about something he saw on film. He watched this YouTube video about foot placement and hand placement and punching and flipping hips. When you hear about young men that do those kinds of things, I root for them. Because those are the kind of young men that coaches beg to have. It's someone that wants to grind, that wants to work, that wants to get better, understands that they haven't made it yet. Because believe it or not, y'all, there's more people who are the opposite. They have one good game. They have one good practice. They make one play, and you never hear the end of it, and you lose them because they get so stuck up and so big-headed. But this young man, I have to respect the fact that he has never folded, and he won't stop. He won't give up. He keeps going, and I respect that. I respect that. And so I'm not necessarily confident in him just yet. I have to see it. And I know that even in coverage, he would still be. But as his free safety, you have to know that. You have to know that. So why don't you just come a little closer then? Instead of playing so far, step out 4 or 5 yards up if you know he has middle of the field to help him. Because they're going to try to attack him. So guess what? They're going to throw that ball right where he was supposed to be. And if you're the free safety and you just hop and you jump it, because you know your players, the chemistry, the guy, y'all on the same field together. All right. So I'm confident in these coaches. And if they're confident in him and his preparation and his effort, I don't know if he'll be a starter, but if he trots out there at any moment, I know he earned it. Because this staff, I'm confident in. Okay. I don't know, man. Everybody keeps talking about this two tight end set. I don't want to come off as a know-it-all with this one. Okay, how do I? Here's my thing. Just because you have two good tight ends doesn't mean that we should be a base two tight end set. Like being a 12 personnel team in 2022 to me just doesn't make much sense. Again, it's just my personal opinion. We have all this talent at wide receiver. Why do we need to continue to force this two tight end set stuff? And I'm not going at you, Emery. You just saying like you like the two tight end, the thought of the two tight ends, and I get that with Arroyo and Mallory on the field. And if we were to go based off of what Coach has done at Michigan, then you expect to see a bunch of two tight end. I get that, but I hope that's not our base because I think having Restrepo in at the slot, having Bashard in the slot, leaning more into our speed is more of what we should do as Miami Hurricanes. This isn't the Oregon that Coach Cristobal built that was just down your face, right at you. This isn't Michigan. This is Miami. And Miami is fast and physical. But let's be honest, fast speed is the name of our game. And I think we lose speed and athleticism with that many tight ends on the field. And again, I get it. Wholesome, can you show on the whiteboard how you think the star position lines up? Sure, it's a nickel. I mean, I don't have a problem with drawing up a nickel back for you. Sure. All right, so just give you a tackle over here, give you a slot, give you a wide, give you a corner, give you an end, and give you a star. See. All right. I don't know if everybody can see that, but can you see that base right there? Okay. So those two circles that's the offensive tackle, guard, slot wide receiver, X wide receiver. The star position right there is split the difference between the tackle and the star. The tackle and the slot, the linebacker with inside leverage and the safety over top. That to me would be a man alignment for the star position. Okay. Just like a nickelback. They about to fire cuz? What you talking about? They about to fire who? Panama City Kane, can you explain this to me? There's my top four was Pitt, Baylor, A&M, and Michigan. Yeah, I don't know if he just wanted to be different, but that was just weird, dude. I feel confident in the running backs because of the O-line play. Facts. I could see that. Will be exponentially better. Word. I think a running back for every situation, and I believe they're only going to get better as the season goes on. I hope you 1,000% right, dude. Oh, okay. Finally got to catch a live hashtag live squad. Yes, sir. Brandon Tooks, what's up, fam? Yeah, you got to go on at the right time, and that's where. What you mean? Oh, you said about the fire? Oh, okay. Comment on the wrong video. Okay. Wholesome one. I have two real dark horse breakout players that no one is mentioning in fall camp. That is Khalil Brantley and Brian Bailey. Hold on, I get the text. My bad. Um, cool. I don't know how Khalil Brantley would be a breakout guy. I don't see him seeing the field. I'm just wondering where he would fit. And I knew skiing. I'm not trying. He went to the illustrious Miami Northwestern, so I don't have nothing against. I'm not trying to attack him, but we have heard nothing all camp about what he's done. Like he help me understand this. Okay. I will say Brian Balaam. I mean, I definitely rock with Brian. I like what he brings to the table. I just with Brantley, I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. Thanks for the comment, though. Kind of threw me for a loop there, but thank you. Not in any game last year did our defense look as physical as Pitt or West Virginia does tonight. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see on Saturday. I just want that to show up. Facts. I'm not even gonna read. I'm gonna read the rest of this, but I'm gonna stop right there. You know, the main reason why I kind of want to see I want to see Thad Franklin do his thing is because we haven't had a big back get loose and cut up in orange and green since McGahee. I'm not talking like some 5'10". I'm talking big back. 6 foot, 6'1", hard to tackle. You don't want to tackle this dude for 4 quarters. Like, I want to see him cut up. You know, because Gus Edwards he was all right. And he had the same O line as Duke. So the O line wasn't bad. I don't know if I would count Frank Gore as a big back. Frank Gore is like 5'9". Frank Gore is like 5'9", 228, 230. Like he may be wide. I'm talking about a big back. McGahee was all of 6'1", all of 230, pure muscle, and you did not want to, and you couldn't beat him in a race either. You know, so that's where I went with it. I really, he goes down to thigh taps too often. Oh, see that's the thing. Like I can't listen. I understand people being a diverse back. I'm not saying that just because you're big, you must be power, or just because you're small, you must be speed. But one thing I cannot, for the life of me, accept is D1 prospects at the skill positions. People I watch dominate high school football. Get in college ball and get tackled in open field one-on-one. I'm one of those people, man. That's the one thing that it doesn't fathom in my mind. And I get it sometimes, but when you talk about guys from the crib, guys from Dade, Broward, guys from South Florida, they're playing against quality defensive backs. They're playing against quality defenders, maybe not quality defensive linemen. But dog, open space just going down. Like I remember, and I know Mark Pope has stepped away now, but I remember watching all over the last 6 years. It's like, how did our guys make the whole defense miss in high school? They get to Miami and they just catch the ball and go down as soon as somebody touches them. What happened to breaking tackles and scooping, getting loose? That's my thing. We can't have a big 6'1", 230-pound back going down with arm tackles. Unacceptable. Just completely unacceptable in my eyes. And again, what the running backs coach may say in the media and then what the running backs coach gonna say in that room are two separate things. I promise you, the running backs coach is going in on them. They out there letting nickel corners and Trajan Bandies and Corey Couches and Mark Clarks and guys like that tackle you and you 6'1", 230, and they out there tackling you in open field. That's not happening. That don't even happen in simulation video games. But in real life, they be going down. But Warrior gonna have a better season than Mallory. Book it. Much love to both of them. He might have the more yards. Because I could see, but see, here's my thing with Will Mallory. Do you all remember the times where Will Mallory would be like a big, like he'll take a little skinny route like 80 yards? I remember that. I got called back for like holding a false start, but there are times where Will Mallory would make these amazingly great plays in open space. Make a guy man shake, this person stiff, that person. And it's like, what happened to that dude? He'll give us like one or two plays a season like that. And you go, that's the Will Mallory. That's the All-American that I was told we were getting. But I could see Arroyo having maybe like 10 to 12 less catches, but having 100 or 120 more yards because he could be the big play guy if Will, still kind of shaky. H1H, how we feeling about them uniforms? Them night unis. I love them. I mean, I'm not one of them people that trip about uniforms, dog. You want to come out in all orange. You want to come out in. Now, see, the only thing with me, if you're going to do it right. You feel me? If we're going to turn up. Like, I want us to do an orange crush and then bring back the orange helmets from 2014. Like, that's the kind of stuff. We're going to do green, bring back the green helmets. Do all green. Do just head to toe green. If you're going to mix match, like, I think our best one, to be honest with y'all, I love the all black. I love the Miami Knights. But the Stormtroopers, when chicks put on the white tights with it and the white cleats with the orange stripes on them, man, clean. Not like an all white away in a big conference game. Like at UNC, you pull out the all whites. Crispy. I like that. But again, I definitely don't see like uniforms to me, if they add a little inspiration, sure, no problem. But if that's like the basis of why you're playing good, is because, oh, we played so well because we put on the all blacks. Yeah, that's not a good formula for a program. The standard, the effort, all that shouldn't matter. But if you need a little extra juice because we pulled out the all whites, but we threw black helmets on, something cool just to mix it up, sure. If it helps. Not a big deal. Not a big. The new ones that came out, I want to see them on like in person on the players. And as long as they put them out against like who else we play at home? Because the only option may be either Georgia. The two options this year is North Carolina or Tallahassee. Those are your two night game opportunities to wear the blacks, or at least late evening going into the night by the fourth quarter. And I want to keep the Tallahassee traditional. You either wear the green top or orange top, white pants against Tallahassee. That's just how I like traditional games to look traditional. So do it. Daryl Jackson finna change that D line as a whole true run stuffer. Okay, all right. Honestly, bro, after that UNC loss, I'm pretty much done with alternate. I get you, dog. That's the thing. These uniforms don't really, they have some power to them, but for the most part, people just associate them with losses. You know, like I love the iced out white uniforms we pulled out against Cincinnati in 2015. Even though I would have done something different with the, with the numbers, but that's just me. But people don't even talk about that because it was a throwaway Thursday night game that we lost to Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I love the the original black units we pulled out in 2014 with the orange helmets. People hate that combo because it was associated with a loss, or they just have no swag like Marsh. Love you, Marsh. He has no swag whatsoever, no uni swag. You know, and to me, I feel like we should be traditionalists in certain games, but I am not a traditionalist by nature. Because let's be honest, a lot of history is not good. We may not want to continue to be what our forefathers in the history is. So we might want to change things and create new things so that we can embrace who we are in 2022 and who we want to be moving forward. Because the tradition may not be too kind to everyone. Catch my drift. How high are you on Xavier Restrepo 7? Because it just gives me Barrios vibes. I'm thinking Xavier Restrepo will be the best Xavier Restrepo he can be. He's a leader, he's a high effort guy, and he's consistent at catching the football. That to me matters. Now you're trying to tell me that he's some kind of All-American and the greatest wide receiver in Miami Hurricanes history. But he's going to be himself. He's going to be a hard worker. He's going to be a physical blocker, and he is going to fight his ass off for that ball. And I'll take any young man on my team that's going to give me that. That I know what I'm going to get. I know the kind of person. I know what kind of heritage and history he has. I know what the family has built into that young man. I know he cares about my program. I know he's happy and in love with the University of Miami. I know he's an academic All-American. I know he's going to care. So I'm not one of those people that wants to overhype Xavier Restrepo, but you will never hear me slander and disrespect him because he does not deserve that. What fans say about a player, all he's doing is giving high effort and playing as hard as he can. And if those are your traits, I feel like you deserve an opportunity to be out there. And he will because he's worked for it. And that's no behind kissing. That's just facts. That UNC loss was absolute embarrassment. Man, he should have been fired after that game. Okay. Do you think someone will get over 100 yards, 100 tackles? My instant answer would have been Gilbert Fryson. I really want to say TB. Here's my reason why I'm a little iffy about it. We're going to rotate a lot. They're already saying like everybody's co-starters, so expect a bunch of rotations. And depending on all these, supposedly there's a different depth chart for every scheme. Like we have a 3-4 scheme, we have a 3-3-5 scheme, we have a 4-3 scheme, we have a 4-2-5 scheme, and all of them have different depth charts. I don't know who is the consonant no matter what. Is it the middle linebacker, Mike Mack? Like is Caleb Johnson going to start in all one of those defenses? Is Wayman Steed as the Sam? Is he the starter? Like I don't know who that is. So that's why I'm a little iffy on being able to add a name, like attach a name to that, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna go with no. I don't think anybody gets over 100 tackles now. The reason why we could is if you start to remember, you get to the ACC championship game, that's another game opportunity. That's more stats. You get to a bowl game, that's even more stats. So instead of playing 12 games like we have the last 13, some years with the bowl game included, we get upwards of 13 guaranteed 14 games. You know, we can start getting up in there. So maybe at the end of the year, but as far as regular season tackles, I don't necessarily see it. That's all I'm saying. No disrespect. I just think we're going to be so much of a rotational program defensively. Uh-oh. Come on, West V. Come on, West V. Pull through for your boy. Hey, y'all don't start doing pick me leagues like me. Are we talking about uniforms? That's cool and everything. I just want to win. Now we only talk. I like to answer questions. You know, I like to be respectful. So if someone has a question, like I said, it's Q&A. We got 20 more minutes. Q&A. If there's something you want to talk about, if there's, I know the Bethune-Cookman game. We don't know much about Bethune-Cookman, okay? So we can't really get into that. And we've talked ad nauseum. We've done position breakdowns. So if there's anything else you want to let out, Q&A, do it. Wholesome. I did say Brantley is a real dark horse. You did. I just think he has some pass receiving skills and might get a crack at some playing time in the season. Just might flash. Just got a hunch. Hey, I feel you. We all have those kind of things in our scheme, man. It just happens, dog. What you mean they almost blew the cash? Man, I'm gonna have to go ahead and get me a YouTube TV again. I can start watching these games. Y'all don't get me fired up now. Y'all can get me fired up over here about them Canes. Marsh really doesn't. Much love, Marsh. Facts. Marsh swag be all over the place, man. I love you though, man. I love Marsh. It's a good friend of mine. Yeah. You would you consider no, that wasn't the original. That was the second play on the Miami. But no one talks about those uniforms. The black helmet with the iced out U, the black uh shirt and pants, and they had iced out U's on the side, and then the camo boots. And we even won that game, but it was like a no nothing game against Virginia. But no one talks about that. That was a game, dog. I mean, those uniform combo right now. What you think about James Williams not liking to be in coverage? Man, I, I know I asked for questions, but y'all picked the two players that everybody got an opinion on. Everybody got an opinion on James Williams. Everybody got an opinion on Restrepo. I hope James Williams does his thing. I just, I want him closer to the LOS because I like his highlight tape film that I saw, the 5-star prospect that I saw. He basically played Rover at linebacker. If you watch his junior film, he basically played middle linebacker. But if you watch his senior film, he put a lot of DB in there. He was basically playing Rover. And he's a freak of nature. And I'm not trying to say that he isn't good or he can't play. It's just when it comes to putting young men in positions to be successful, you just sometimes you want to protect them from themselves. And I get it. He believes himself to be a safety. I just hope that in this scheme he could be a safety by name, but he's closer to the LOS. What happened? They blew the cash and had to punt. What are your expectations for Saturdays? What are you primarily looking for offense and defense? All right. They fumbled at the one. Oh, but got it back. Okay. What are your expectations for Saturday? And what are you okay? My expectations for Saturday is a team that's going to come out, that's going to be physical, that's going to play with something to prove. Okay. When you play with something to prove, it's mainly to prove yourself right, not to prove the doubters wrong. Because if anything, Miami is being, if we're going to be honest, Miami is being hyped right now. They're not hating on us. They're not disrespecting us. They're hyping us. We're preseason ranked 16, and we were one game above 500 last year. Okay. We got a lot. We have a lot to prove, but to prove us right, we have a lot to prove that TBD is that dude. We have a lot to prove that Coach Cristobal made the right decision leaving Oregon and coming down to Miami. We have a lot to prove that uh, Kevin Steele and all this uh, great gold jacket this and hype that and hype this on defense and JT and all. We have a lot to prove that what we're building and the millions of dollars that we have invested can have a return on investment as soon as possible. And I mean first game. And I want to see that. And I want to see that for our young men. These coaches, they'll be okay. Most of them could get jobs somewhere else if things don't go right. But I'm tired of seeing us waste high 3-star, 4-star, 5-star recruits on not developing them, man. Not giving them the tools to make themselves better. I'm personally tired of seeing it. And I know they are also. So I want to see us. I want to see us do it for them. I really do. Offense and defense. Offense, I want to see a physical, dynamic, dominant offensive line. Same thing, defensive line. I like to see the pass rush, and I'll review the film, but I know that they're going up against linemen that aren't on our level. Now, the reason why I want to see it happen is because previously we've played some of these teams and it was close. Previously we played some of these teams and we didn't dominate physically. I remember watching not comparing but throwing in the App State, but I'm saying any of these lower non-Power 5 teams. I remember watching, and I love this young man Nestor. I remember watching our defensive linemen get ragdolled and handled by App State. We were watching UAB kind of hold our offensive line in place. So I'm hoping that we get a chance to see our young men dominate a lesser opponent. We get a chance to get the second and third team guys out there because we've done so well. That's what I want to see. And that's all offense and no defense. Thank you, JT. J Love T for the question. Thank you. Do you expect a change in coverage styles from last year? What is your preference way for the corners to cover? Okay. I expect a difference because we won't be sitting in that cover. We won't be sitting in cover 3 forever. We can switch it up and we'll have multiple coverages. Uh, I never liked cornerbacks with their ass to the sideline, and I also don't necessarily like us impress man every down because that's easy to beat. What I'm hoping is that we continue to be a zone scheme on the back end, but I want us to be able to be a zone scheme on the back end that can communicate. I want us to be able to be a zone blitz team also that can get to those pockets, that know where hot routes are, fire routes are, so that you can get hands up in the where the QB wants to. Okay, you see that linebacker creeping up, creeping up, creeping up, and we got a DN dropping in the alley flat right there. I want us to be able to, as soon as we feel the snap coming, pop up out of our 3-point stance and be able to flip our hips and get to number one, get to our, and then not only have eyes on him, but by using your peripherals, be able to flip and eyes back on that ball and attack the ball. Okay. I want to see some bump and run in the defensive back corner position. I also want to see some press man as far as mixing it up. I want to see us mix it up. All right. And I want us to be able to do these things in the secondary, rock and roll coverage in cover three, sit in quarters in cover four. I want us to be able to disguise these things also to confuse quarterbacks. I don't want them to see a blitz coming a mile away and switch to the passing protection and we stay in that coverage. I don't want that. If anything, if they're gonna flip, we flip with them or cancel, kill, 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 kill. And you may show, but you, as the cadence is going, you drop back. All those different things. I want to see us mix it up, man. I want to see us bluff. I want to see us show a double inside linebacker blitz where we both drop. Where the one, instead of cross reading backs, the one nearest to the running back, when you drop out of there, your eyes go right to him. The one closest to the tight end, your eyes go right to him. As opposed to what we were doing last year, where we're cross reading, and now that the inside backer got to run all the way around the other linebacker to get to the running back. Take your immediate threat closest to you. Okay, those are the kind of things that I want to see. Thank you for your question. I appreciate it. I hope no one thinks I'm down on XR7 because I'm the exact opposite. When I said Barrow's vibes, I meant he reminds me of BB-8, a great route runner, makes a tough catch and gets you 10 to 15 yards after catch. I like it. I'm with you. 15 interceptions as a team, over under. Over. I'm gonna say 17. H1H over under one pick six this Saturday. Over. BC is a passing team. I give us two. Over by how many though? Oh, that might have been an answer. I guess. With the front seven, especially D line getting pressure on the QB, yeah, that's important. That is important. Yeah, I say 17, man. Because you got to think, all right, if we plan to play 13, 14 games, 17 team interceptions is not that bad. Okay, that would say you need two or three guys with at least three. Okay, so if you get two guys with three, that's six. You get three guys with three, that's nine, right? Linebackers, if we could get at least each starting linebacker with one. So now that gets us to 12. Safeties, I think Avante is going to have 4 or 5 himself. And then I think James might be able, him as a rover, if he's in that alley flat, ooh, woo, he might be able to come pop somebody in the ball, pop up, and then get under the ball. So that's why I say 17. I'm not going to go 20, 25. I say 17. Defensive player, Avante Williams. Avante Williams. I think James, Tay, and Cam give you 10. Wow. I would love that, boy. What? I said 4 5 Vontae. And then you telling me Cam Cam could give you three. Cam give you three. Now, the only question that I'm wondering is, are we going to play teams that air it out like that as much? Because Pitt has now switched from like the air raiding thing. Uh, Clemson is going to be a balanced team. Because I feel like in the heyday of the previous coaches, it was because we were playing a spread every down. Virginia's not a spread. They're more of like a run team now with their new coach. Va Tech is going to be a run team with their new coach. Georgia Tech is going to kind of air it out, try to at least. But their quarterback doesn't really scare me. So the best thing we're going to have to do is take advantage of the plays when they get there. All right. So if the ball is right there and the ball is tipped up in the air, we got to make sure we get that. Okay. Yes, we're multiple defense. And in my research of what we've been from camp, we've had a 3-3-5 stack defense. We've had a 3-4 defense. We've had a 4-3 defense. We've had a 4-2-5 defense, a nickel, and a dime. So we are going to be extremely multiple. To the point where some people are a little nervous about it. Like, did our young men have a time to learn it all? But cover three is cover three, whether I'm in a 3-3 stack or a 3-4. The difference is who is going to be my alley flats or who's the whole guy. Out of a traditional 3-4, a traditional 4-3, depends on the strength of your weak side. So that's who's good. Are you an immediate flat? Are you an alley flat? It's just different. You gotta figure that out. That's why you have your Mike Mac, because the reason why you might say a Mac is in a 3-4 because we have two inside linebackers. In a 4-2-5, we have two inside linebackers. But in a 4-3, we got a true Mike. Okay? That's why you have Mike Mac. Because there's sometimes where you are literally like a 10 technique, meaning you're the other side of the one technique, and you are a true middle linebacker. There's other times where you'll have two people and you might be in a 40 or a 30 because we have a nose who's a true 00 and then two 4-eye techniques. So then you need to be 30s, meaning that you're on the outside shade of the guard. So it's like I said, it kind of goes. That's how defense can get complex in the way the game is when you're teaching so many multiple defenses. Just asking, how surprised will you be if Ivory is our second best boundary corner? Pretty surprised, but I mean not too much. I mean, Marcus Clark was a guy I was high on. He slid. Um, we've been waiting to see what's going to come out of Jalen Harrell for a while. We've been waiting on what's going to come out of Isaiah Dunson for a while. DJ Ivy, opposite of Tyreek Stevenson, we need somebody to step up on that side, dude. Somebody. And if that's what we got is a DJ Ivy that's brand new and improved and ready to go, then let's roll. But we need somebody to step up on that side. I'm here flagging Steed as our starting backers. Hey, if they have, listen, I'll say it once and I'll say it again. If they have earned starting positions with this staff, I am 1000% on board. Just that simple. Because I know they earned it. It's not about I recruited you. It's not about you're tall. It's not about you're fast. It's not about you kissed my ass as a coach. You earned the spot under this new staff. It's just that simple, dude. Well, we're creeping past our hour mark, so I'm gonna go ahead and read off my breakdown of the season. So I'm done with the Q&A session, and I'll get out of here. So, first game of the season, we got Bethune-Cookman University. If you are going to this game to see Coach Cristobal run out of the smoke, please take some time and send somebody else. Or as halftime is coming up, go get your food and then come back to your seat, because you will not want to miss the best band in the land out of Daytona Beach, Florida, on the campus of the historic Black college university known as Bethune-Cookman University. It's an amazing experience to see the Wildcats march. And keep your ear out for the band, man. They're going to be playing that funk, man. But I have Miami winning this game 45-0. I think we hold them out. I think we get a chance to see Jake Garcia and Ja'Cory Brown. And I believe that we get a bunch of turnovers. Move on to the second game of the season. I have us beating Southern Miss 31-10. I think we'll get a little bit of a push, but I think we're going to end up pulling away from them later on. But I think they're going to give us a little bit more of a push. I think we get a couple of turnovers because Frank Gore Jr., the running back, Frank Gore Sr.'s son, is going to be playing there. I think if we attack the football, we can pop it out, man. Oh, no. Fam ain't the best band in the land. It resides in Daytona Beach, Bethune-Cookman University. Third game of the season, we go to Texas A&M. I have the University of Miami coming out of this game with a W. I think it's going to be an amazing game. I think it's going to be tit for tat, back and forth. I think Miami takes the lead 23-17 as Texas A&M is on a game-winning drive. They need a touchdown, not a field goal, and I think they get past the 50. I believe that they try to go over the middle of the field and attack our linebackers, and the ball sails a little bit too high. It hits Avante Williams right in the hands. He catches it and hands Miami the upset win over SEC Texas A&M. Let's go on to the fourth game of the season. I have Miami winning 42-10 over Middle Tennessee State. Then Miami goes into the bye week, another guaranteed win. Then Miami goes into conference play. I think Miami gets another big-time W, beating North Carolina at home for the first time in a while. We beat them 34-24, 10-point victory, and a really, really, really good game. Then Miami goes on the road. And I believe that we're going to have the biggest pushback. I think it might be a sold-out Virginia Tech game. Records, throw them out the window unless TBD comes to play and he just shreds them. But if we go into Lane Stadium and they somehow put this as like an 8 p.m. ACC network kind of game, environment may be a bit tough for this team. But I have us coming out with a close win, 24-20 over Virginia Tech. That's halfway through the season. And Miami is 2-6-0. I think Miami will be in the top 8 at this time, with wins over North Carolina, Virginia Tech, and Texas A&M. I think Miami goes back home and blows Duke's walls off 52-10. We're riding high in a 7-win streak. Then I think Miami gets another push, and that is at Virginia. Now, this team is going to be a Tony Elliott coach team, which means they're going to be a run-heavy kind of scheme. But on the road, Miami has to prove that we can handle things. Now, we did it on the road at Pitt, but we got up for that game. I think when you go into a team where you look down at them, and Virginia probably has about 3 or 4 losses in this game, we have to be careful. Reason being, teams took us lightly, like Pitt and NC State, and we ended up handing them big losses because we took them lightly. But I still think a Mario Cristobal coach team comes in focused. We get out of there with a 14-point victory, and I think we win 34-17 over Virginia. Then the game that means the most of us, and it's the rivalry between us and Tallahassee. I'm not going to spend much time on this game because I don't respect them. So 58-14 Miami. Next game, at Georgia Tech. Now, this is the game right before Clemson. Miami is at this point 9-0. And we have a trip to Atlanta, which may be a pseudo home game for us because a bunch of Hurricanes live in Atlanta, Georgia, period. Okay, because Miami, we got a bunch of cousins in Georgia, cousins in the Carolinas, but a bunch of family in Georgia. And, this is a funny joke, but every black family swear the best way to save their life is to move to Atlanta from Miami. If you know that joke, you'll get it. If you don't, then you'll think I'm crazy. That don't really bother me. But unfortunately, I do think that this is the first loss for Miami. I think we go in, we try to come storming back, we tie up the game 30-30, but I think Georgia Tech goes down and kicks a late field goal and wins the game 33-30. Okay. Now, for people who we're not losing no Georgia Tech, hey man, you never know. We got to go out there and play the football game. But this is me and my prediction. Then I think we go into Death Valley. Okay, now we go into Death Valley and the game is going to be close. We're going to fight our behinds off. But as of right now, I just believe that Clemson is a better program than Miami. And I think that they're just a little bit better than us. So I think that we go there, we hang with them, they pull away late. Miami gets their second loss of the season, 34-21. Miami comes back home to finish out the season on senior day playing Pittsburgh. And I think we handle Pittsburgh 38-14. So I have the University of Miami finishing out their season, going 10-2 with back-to-back losses to Georgia Tech and Clemson. But I have Miami winning the Coastal, of course, with only one loss in the Coastal, beating the former champs in Pittsburgh and beating the runner-up in North Carolina, which would get us in the ACC championship game. Now, I have Miami going to the ACC championship game and playing Clemson again. Now, I think the second time around, we're going to get them. But we're going to get them, and it's going to be one of the best games of this season. I think this is going to be a top 10 game in the season of 2022. Miami, Clemson, the ACC championship game. I think Miami wins a shootout because this is the best way to beat Clemson is to pull them to a shootout. I think Miami wins the game 45-38, and TVD carves up the Brett Venables less Clemson defense. Then I have Miami going to the Orange Bowl. And I have former head coach Manny Diaz and the Penn State Nittany Lions coming down to Miami Gardens to play the Miami Hurricanes. And I have TBD carving that defense up and us winning 31-21. TBD rides off as the first round quarterback with an Orange Bowl win. And I have the University of Miami finishing out their season at 12-2 with an Orange Bowl win, an ACC championship win, and a 10-2 regular season. That's it. Could be wishful thinking. Maybe this is 2-3 years from now. But for me and my picks right now, I have Miami 10-2 in the regular season. I have Miami making the ACC championship game and upsetting Clemson in a classic game. And I have the Penn State Nittany Lions and the Miami Hurricanes meeting in the Orange Bowl. And I have Miami coming out with a 10-point victory in our home stadium and winning the Orange Bowl. Because Cristobal wins the ACC his first year, and he wins the Orange Bowl his first year. And all the Canes are going crazy, throwing up their U. This has been the host of Holloway, bringing to you great quality content when it comes to this U. Don't forget to tell your lovers and your haters that you do love them and that there's nothing that they can do about it always being about this U. God bless. Have a great day. And as always, go Canes.